Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely off day. And with that being said, get into the TA. Guys, things look ready to rumble yet again. All right, we're going to kick it off with SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA, Mr. VIX, and then we're going to go over some of the big boy tickers. All right, we get the chips, we get the big boys. All right, we'll cover some Bitcoin, and then we'll go over Henry's trade ideas. Okay, let's start off here with the daily time frame over here in SPY. I am going to point out you had a bullish close on Tuesday. All right, does not necessarily suggest immediate downside. Now, as we kick it off to the, or kick it down, I should say, to the hourly time frame, guys, you were just sitting here flagging out, and you're about to have your next mini leg up. I say 550 incoming, very likely by the end of this week. That is only like $1.70 higher, $1.50 higher. It's really, it's pretty attainable there. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for, the 550 cycle level. Okay, now come down here. Let's say this fails. What levels are we going to be paying attention to on the downside? Just off the top of my head, right down here. Okay, underneath that level, paying attention down here at 54674. You don't have any structure in between here and down here. So if you give back 54674, I would say we're coming all the way down to 54412. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because, yeah, you guys see this thing's just breaking out to a new high. I will point out, all right, I'll give everybody the reminder. Guys, we didn't have a bearish divergence here in the 15-minute RSI, which told me once we pulled back, we could just head up to a new high and put in that divergence. All right. Now, this is not typically what I see. I typically don't see, you know, a large one form like this. All right. You could see, you know, this dip. You did have this little guy going on over here. Okay. And then you had a decent sized dip. This is like a rather wide divergence here. And if I had to take a guess, it's going to, it's probably going to break. All right, we're going to see a new one form, and maybe it looks something like this. Okay, and then from there, we sell. So I think we're going to have another one form right over here. So it's going to go up, it's going to come down, it's going to go up again, lower high. You're going to have the divergence sitting right there, and it's going to look just like that with price. Doesn't have to look exactly like that, but if I had to take my best guess at it, that is what I'll be looking for. Regardless here, the hourly time frame, guys, you just pull back to the 9 EMA, and you are now off the races again. Pretty, you know, straightforward, simple over there in SPY. We're going to come over to QQQ, and what do we have, guys? We have a similar look. Now, we're actually going to start off with the daily time frame over here, and I'm going to point out you have a neutral candlestick. It doesn't necessarily look like, you know, immediate downside is going to be coming. Okay, you had an inside bar right there. What happens when we typically print these? All right, we really can't see, you know, too many occurrences of them. But you could see it was a nothing burger day. All right, that's why I'm going to call it a neutral close. You come down here, the hourly time frame, I think this is the hint towards the next move. All right, I think 490 is probably about to be incoming. That's what I have to say about this. You are, again, just flagging out here. All right, you're just flagging out here. And again, underneath this low, you don't have any structure. You really don't. It's you know, you had a straight parabolic move up. Go back to look at all my videos. Go look at the thumbnail. Weekly update. Parabolic move. All right. We're about to probably continue that. That's if I had to take a guess. The structure that you have built out down here is going to be all the way down at 478.39. Okay, you see a touch point there. You see, you know, you based over it right there, and then you launched. You have your parabolia. Okay, guys. This thing looks like it's about to take another leg up. You guys see how it just kept pulling back to this 9? All right, you based. Boom. And might I add, you based above the previous high. It looks sexy. All right. And then what you had this like ascending triangle kind of thing over here. And you broke and retested that. And then boom, you had another move up. If I had to take a guess, you're probably about to get that next move up. So I'm going to go with the 490 psych target. Put that on the board right up here. Okay. I'm just going to take back 4 cents right there. 490. That's what I'm looking for. Pretty straightforward, guys. We don't have, you know, too much to go off of up here. But what I can point out is, yeah, we have that bullish structure. And we also kind of have that inverse head and shoulders look to it. Like that, like that, like that. And let's just put out a level. Okay. Take out that high. Probably gonna, yes, you're gonna come to that level, but you're probably coming straight to the high over there. Now, what are we gonna be looking for sellers over here? Where are we gonna, you know what? Let's actually do that as well. All right, we'll put that on. There you go. There's an actual Fibonacci extension tool where you go, boom, you click there, and then you click there. I don't like using that thing. I think it's much more simple to just do that. And what I have is I have saved templates down here. Golden Pocket, Fib extension. All right. But yeah, if you want to do these for you, you're going to do these right here. You have to manually put these in because they're not going to be on there. Okay. Then Golden Pocket is those two. My Golden Pocket is another one. There's the 0.618 down to the, I think it's the 0.65. I don't use that. I use the 0.786. All right. So now we're going to put that guy on there. You're going to come over there. You're going to come like that. And then boom. All right, so where do we look for sellers, guys? Where they stepped in last time. So we look for sellers at 485.90. If you come up to there, expect sellers, but quite frankly, that's a sign of strength to pull back, and then you move back up to that. Your double tops rarely happen. You are going to most likely just break that, and then break above 48610. That would be the 0.786 fib. And above there, you're probably just having 100% retracement, come back up to the high of 486.86. Above there, you can use these as your targets. Those are your short-term targets. I will be looking for this 490 psych level, though, just like I was looking for 550 on SPY. IWM. You come over here. You based above. You had this little flag right above. All right. What should have been resistance. Guess what? Resistance flipped into support. That is a look I love to see. And then you traveled up to the next level. You didn't quite tap that next level. That is derived from all the way back over here. You got pretty darn stinking close. And that's that. All right, guys. So on the upside, over here on IWM, pulling back to the 9. This is where buyers want to be stepping in. Okay. On the upside, above 201.78, you're looking for 203.17. And you probably, wick above there. Maybe get some sellers stepping over here at 203.50. And then maybe you get your pullback. So maybe it goes something like this. Right there. They give you a pullback, come back, retest the key level. Then boom, you might be off the race again. Now I'm also just going to point out here. Weekly candle is not necessarily bearish. All right. Unless you get a full-on reversal by the end of the week. This will just kind of look like one of these, all right? Or one of these. It's going to look nice. I will point out you have lackluster volume going on here, so that's not the best look. You found buyers down in the Golden Pocket, and that's exactly what we want to see. All right? Now, ultimately, you have this little thing going on. You got that, or we're going to put it right there. We're going to put it right there. Do we touch it? Yeah, something like that. All right? This thing is going to get tighter and tighter up here, and then it's going to decide to make a move. Which way? I don't know, but if I had to take a guess, this thing's probably going to break out to the upside. And above here, guys, let's put it on the chart. It's not a level we got to, worry about right now, but 212.25. Above 212.25, we have room all the way up to 227.13. All right, so I mean, there's a lot of room to go off of once you break that. Now, a short-term level up there. We're going to take... I'll take that guy. All right, 217.74. I'm going to take these off because I don't want to color the chart. You can see we have a whole hot mess down here on the shorter time frames. Okay, that's because I watch IWM. I like playing IWM, and I will continuously play IWM. Here on the 4-hour time frame with extended hours on, this thing doesn't look bad. All right, guys, you come back down in here. I'll look for another buying opportunity, but he thinks I think you just, just chilling. And then boom, you're going to get back up here. And that would result in a move up to 203.50 to 205. That's what I'm looking for out of IWM. Now, in the short term, we're going to have to see how this goes. All right. On the downside, you're going to be watching 200.04, and underneath that, you can retest all the way back down at 199. Not saying that becomes the case. I don't think that'll be the case, but we'll have to see how that goes. All right. If SPY hits 550 and QQ hits 490, then hey, all right. And IWM doesn't move, then hey, it opens up to stall out a little bit. But I think this thing's going to play catch up. All right. And you're going to see some muster with it. All right. You're going to see these golden pockets get hit. That's what I think. If you didn't get the muster reference, because it's yellow. You got red lines, ketchup. You got mustard. All right, DIA. This thing doesn't necessarily look bad at all. All right, you're literally doing the same thing we got going on over there on SPY and QQQ. You got this little flag going on here. All right, it looks like you want to bust up. All right, that's what I think is going to happen. I think you're going to bust it up. Then again, you got this daily doji candlestick. That's not looking the best. But, all right, all that shows us, guys, is, buyers, they stalled out their momentum because they had some momentum from the 0.618 fib down there. Congrats if anybody did take this $5 move. And then, yeah, bulls and bears, they're equal right now. But as you can see, towards the end of the day, bulls are taking the wheel. So on the smaller time frames, we can see. I think it looks like it's about to bust them up. Then you're looking for the high over there at 391.91. Mr. VIX. Mr. VIX, guys. Not having a good time recently. It's really not. I'm going to say it really did look like this thing was probably going to start moving up. All right. It was getting ready to move up. But now you're coming back towards the low. And if I had to take a guess, you're going to revisit this low over here. So let's put it on there. All right. 1194 incoming over here on Mr. VIX. I don't think this is a look that leads to further upside. I think it's going to actually come down here and eventually take out that low at 1152. Taking some time. Yes, it has. But I think it probably will happen, all right? This thing really, it doesn't look the best. It really doesn't. You could tell, Mr. VIX does not want to explode. Not just yet. Come over the weekly time frame. You can also see that. Doesn't look good. All right? And if this thing goes down, it's because SPX is going up. And that's that. All right, now let's cover some of these big boys. Microsoft. Guys, this does not look bad here on the weekly time frame. You do have that large upper wick going on right now. So we're going to have to see how that closes out. But at the end of the day, you just broke up from an inverse head and shoulders pattern, a very large one. And if you were just to take this, go to the top of that, which would be all the way back over here, that's 42 bucks. 42 bucks, guys. All right. What happens if you come over here with 42 bucks? Your target's way up here. Way up there. Okay. So like in the end, this is probably where Microsoft is heading. I told you I was looking for 550. You've now tapped 550. That's psych level. Just like we're probably going to on SPY. But in the end, 450 or not 550, 450. 457. It's your 1.618 fib extension. Above there, guys, you're just looking for this this actual target to play out over here on the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is going to be all the way up at around 470. That's quite a ways up. And if you do end up pulling back, obviously you're watching 443.40 underneath there, guys. You're looking for a retest of 433.60. This thing has moved straight up. I don't think it's going to actually have that pullback, but if it does, expect it to be bought up. You get this again, you retest this over here, that's going to be so sexy, we have to take it. All right, we have to take it. And we got to put some sides on down there. We're going to add some dates. Some dated calls, that's what I meant to say. Calls with date. Yes, we got some dates with Mr. Microsoft over there. Yep, there we go. All right, guys. This thing is the one that I've said. I think you just should, avoid this guy. I don't think it's the best trade right now. I think you're just chopping it up right here. Kind of do have this inverse head and shoulders kind of look to you. You already popped up to a high, so I do think eventually it's coming up here. You're coming up to 185. But for the meantime, guys, this thing's right on its uptrend. And it looks like it's about to spill over and come down here to 173.47. So that's what I'm paying attention to. Meta. Looks like, again, just like Goog, you're getting ready to break down a little bit here. Okay? In the short term, you want to, play that move if you'd like. Underneath 496.01, you look for all the way down here at 482.50. That's where I think it's heading. I'm going to take this off because you've already gotten above it. All right. We know where sellers are. They're in the golden pocket, of course. They're stepping right there at the 0.786 fib. They're holding the line. Okay. But I do think this retest is likely to happen. It doesn't have to happen, but I will gladly take advantage of it. You see you're stalling out here. All right. We're going to be watching that. Amazon. Amazon looks sexy. Just to me. And, you know, I just want to show you guys what I'm looking at over here. Over here, the monthly time frame. Some of these chips, guys, we're going to look at the monthly time frames. They're insane looking. This thing is just basing out here in its all-time high zone over here where, you know, you previously found sellers. If you can get above here, that's when things go bananas. That's when they literally are going to just, you know, bust them up well above 200 bucks. Okay? Let's look at it this way. You just apply the same logic I like to use. All right? Break out to the new high. You know, sellers are not in the they're not here anymore. They've capitulated. You break out to the new high. 215 incoming if you can get that break. 230 incoming if you can get that break. 257 incoming if you can get that break. We're just going to say 250. All right? This thing's going to move. All right? It's going to move hard. It's been taking a while in this consolidation, but you could see, you know, once it starts, it has a parabolic move. Consolidation, parabolic move. It's on the monthly time frame. This is what we're, you know, really looking at here. If you were to apply that same thing we just did. Boom. All right? Now keep in mind, this one was at $5 back in 2009. Boom. There's that. Did they have splits? I don't see them on the chart, so I'm assuming we didn't have any splits over here on Mr. Amazon. Okay? But yeah, I think... Oh! You wouldn't have seen the splits. You did have a split over here. I remember it. Did we have other splits? Had to have. You had a few splits back in the day. I was going to say, they couldn't have just made an, like, you know, a real expensive company over here. I'm not going to say expensive, but hard to move. All right. When things get dropped into the stock exchange, they don't typically have massive floats like these big boys do. Those come from tons and tons of splits. And that is like Nvidia right now. But it's still moving and grooving. We're going to pay attention to Nvidia. All right. Let me just take off this clutter, though. All right. Right there. On the downside, you're watching 180.32 underneath there. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a little wick down here, maybe put in a hammer candlestick. I'll be interested in Amazon down there. But to me, it does look like, you know, it could go one of two ways. You're either going to get that entry or this thing's about to launch up. Both are bullish to me. All right. So, like, you know, if you got patience, you want to add some time here, add your shares for that move I just mentioned. You want to just sit that thing out for the next few weeks or months. I think, you know, you're going to get a lot of upside over here on Mr. Amazon. All right. And it's our off day today, guys. So we're taking time to look at all of these, you know, longer time frames. SMH. Now let's look at the chips. SMH, guys. This thing is looking freaking ferocious. Okay. Monthly time frame. We're going to see how this closes out in 9 days from now. But how the heck does anybody get bearish on this thing? You can't. You just can't. This is a stick that means like it's probably going to continue higher, just like this one, this one, this one. All right. Last monthly candlestick, that suggests we go higher. Now it suggests we go higher. I like to watch the weekly time frame. All right. That's like the largest I'll really go off of. I see no reason to really go off of the monthly chart. But some of these monthly charts on the chips are looking ferocious. And they're looking like they're just going to continue higher. And as long as they don't sell off massively into next week, then holy sweet baby Jesus, these things are going higher next month. July. Dummy Henry. Okay. But on the weekly time frame, guys, we hit it with the stick. This thing is just starting, I think. All right. Unless you get a spinning top here and maybe, you know, you get a little pullback. We're going to have to see. Quite frankly, these things look like they're going to continue higher. You get the increasing volume on Tuesday's candlestick. All right. I know, you know, people suffered a little more theta going into Thursday here because we're closed today. But honestly, I think these chips are just going to head higher. That's, you know, my opinion there. Just putting that one out there. Now let's look at the chips that are driving it higher. All right. You have ARM over here. I don't think this doesn't have much say in what that thing does. I'm just putting it out there. That's really going to be Nvidia. Nvidia's skyrocketing continuously. So there's that. ARM with the fresh breakout from that point. All right. You just had this full retracement. Quite frankly, did that come down to our golden pocket? It could have very well came down to the golden pocket. I missed it. It came down to the golden pocket. I missed it. Are you kidding me? Henry. This was golden. Stay golden, pony boy. Right there. Wow. I'm trying to tell you guys. Just, use the 0.786 fib. Use the 0.618 fib. Okay? You start paying attention to things when they get to the 0.618. If you see the 0.786 fib, that's when buyers are going to hold the line, if they're going to hold the line. Because if they didn't do it here, they were going to come down here. All right? Your risk reward here is insane. Because, buyers are going to step in and then actually have it be a retracement. You're going to come up and, you're going to push back up the highs. That's how I see it. From that point, you would have also done something like this. All right. So if you're just buying down there, then you look for sellers. You bought right here. You look for sellers right here at the golden pocket. It's a 30% move, $27 move. You can clearly see where the sellers start stepping in there. You also had this downtrend. There's your confluence. Those are the things I like to look for. You guys do want to always see these things with me, as well as just trade intraday with me, and always know where the indices are going. SPY, QQ, IWM over there. Go check out the Discord. Link will be down below. And while I have your attention, guys, go check out the Twitter. I think you're going to be rather fond of what I share over here on the Twitter. I think if you enjoy my YouTube, I don't think anyone's not going to enjoy the Twitter over here. With, just literally just seeing, individual charts over here continuously. Well, if there's important stuff, I'll retweet the important stuff. But we're growing the Twitter fam over here, guys. We're getting to, we're getting 10K. These are my beautiful pups. That is an old pic, but these are my beautiful pups. That is me. All right. There's also an old pic. But yeah, guys. All right. I think you're going to enjoy that. Back to the show, though. ARM, guys. I think this 212 level, I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's it coming. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? What is this? Pull back into a new high. This thing looks extremely strong. I think it's, with ease, I think it's gonna come up here. All right. Maybe it pulls back a bit because, you could see where this daily RSI is, just like I can. Right over there. That's where you start pulling back. But honestly, guys, with the S&P 500 inclusion coming up, this thing looks like it's gonna, just rally its butt off. And if you pull back, you're watching down here, and I'll take a stab at this guy with some time. TSM. Next one, you come over the monthly chart. What the heck is this? It just broke out, ladies and gents. It just broke out. This thing looks so sexy. Okay, you can see where the seller stepped in, and then boom. All right. These things look like they are going to continue higher. I don't know how this weekly candlestick's going to unfold here. You got the spinning top currently. You do. Looking for a pullback right here. That's where you have the clear stay structure over here at 160.78. Come down to the daily time frame. I'm just going to point out, all right, hit it with the break and retest. We're watching for buyers over there at 176.06, at least just for the dead cat bounce. But you got the confluence there. You have the 0.618 fib on the break and retest. I like it. And if you don't want to hold there, probably just coming down here. Now let's retrace the whole move you just had. And speaking of break and retest, do you guys see how clean this chart is? This thing's beautiful. We've been talking about this guy. All right. You come down to 160.78, pointing out on the weekly time frame how that's where the clear day structure is. This is where, you hit it with you started hitting with the sticks. Come down here in the daily time frame, you could see 0.618 fib, as well as break and retest there. Clear as day. So ultimately, guys, 176.06, 169.84, and especially 160.78, that's what you really want. If you get that pullback, oh, you buy that thing. No financial advice will be given here on this channel, but hey, very clear buying opportunity down there if you get it. Just like this one was. Nvidia, the big boy himself. The biggest of the boys, actually. Largest company ever now. I'm pretty sure. I think it's literally the largest company in the world right now. By market cap, 3.34 trill. That's crazy. Do you guys remember when it hit 2 trill? We were also saying it was crazy, but now it's back. Yeah, it hit it with another 1 trillion on top of that. And it just hit a split. You'd think, oh, okay, float, get larger, less volatile. Nope, it continues higher. All right, guys, so like, it doesn't show it over here, the volume, but the volume, I guess it adjusted everything, but the volume would have been over on Weevil. It shows it, and it's like really high right now compared to what it used to be. Why? Because you had a split. You would expect that. You would also expect, less volatile stock over here. No, that's not where you're getting, guys. As long as you're in this channel, this ascending channel, you're bullish on this thing. On the weekly time frame, this thing doesn't look like it's pulling back yet. Thing looks like it could head higher here. And if you have a closer on 140, it's going to suggest, you have even more bullish action going into next week. All right? It really doesn't look all that bad. You got the bullish engulfing candlestick on Friday. Not Friday, Tuesday. It's weird because we have the day off, This feels like a weekly update to me, but it's not. Either way, bullish engulfing candlestick. Look for sellers around the top end. That's going to be like 144 if you hit it tomorrow. All right, you're probably very much so not hitting it tomorrow. So yeah, you got some room. All right, but we'll let you know when Nvidia's turning bearish. I'll be watching this thing, and it'll break down through this trend line. All right, and when that does, we're gonna be looking for 125.59. But you got no reason to short the beast. You got no reason really to be bearish on this whole market. This thing is pretty crazy. SMCI, the time is now. All right, the time is now. I called for the $100 day over here. It hit me with the troll. All right, it said, no, Henry, we're going to make you wait. And then we're going to make you just want to sell your position and not touch the thing because the thing is such a troll. And then boom, we're going to send it into the heavens. All right, it's now ascended into the heavens, but just not yet. All right, the heavens can keep going all the way up here to 1,000, 1,100. That's where I think it has incoming. Quite frankly, I think you get another big day out of this guy. All right, I think another $100 day is incoming. Yes, I said it. You got the nice volume going on here. By the end of the week, even with your, we have an off day, I think you're still going to have that increasing volume here. And you're going to hit it with the stick. And that means next week, it won't look bad at all. And you're probably going to also hit it with the stick. All right. And what's the stick, guys? The big boy. All right. Hit it with a wide-bodied bar. Wide-bodied green bars. When you hear me say that, that is what that means. Hit it with a stick. One of these guys. I think that's what you got coming. I think breakout incoming. Above here, could go something like this. Oh, if it consolidates here, it's your opportunity. And then there's that. But quite frankly, thing has consolidated for quite some time. Pulled back for quite some time. Got a, 3-month downtrend? Right there. 2-month downtrend. Broke out. But in the end, now, guys, you were, 3 months of you're just, coming over here consolidating. This thing's now breaking out of that. You get above that trend line right here. This one right here, that's your inverse head and shoulders neckline. You get above it, explosions happen. Then you can look for short term, 972.31, probably within the same day, all right? And above there, 1,020.33. Above there, 1,106.11. That's what we're paying attention to over there in SMCI. And by the way, speaking of these very bullish monthly charts, you see what I see? Pull back to the 9. Okay, consolidation. Boom. Probably going to get another one of these. I think probably breaking out to new high, right? Split news probably incoming over here. And that's that. That is that. That is that. MU. Shooting star candlestick on the daily time frame, printed on Tuesday off of heavy volume. You probably do get a pullback off of that if I had to take a guess. All right. You come over the weekly. Does not look bearish. And do you see the volume of this week? I don't know how this is going to print out, but you can have real heavy volume on it, backing it. Okay. I think this thing goes higher. MU on the monthly time frame is a massive wide-bodied bar. It hit it with the stick, just like over here. You get some consolidation. It's just going to get ready for another leg up. Chips are going to keep running, guys. This bull market is not over. Obviously, it's not over, but this bull run is not even close to over if I had to take a guess. Why? Because these chips look insane on the weekly and monthly time frames. MU, on that pullback, you're paying attention to 14412. Now you can see what I have drawn out right here. All right. We were watching over here, and I remember thinking it was going to pull back and I was going to get an opportunity. I never got that opportunity. All right. And that's something that I'm working on, how to play these things that just, these strong names that don't want to give me the pullbacks that fit into my system. In time, we work. Just like today, this is your day to work. All right. Market close. I know we got a break from the chaos. It's good chaos, but it, nonetheless, it will, cloud your mind. You got to pay attention to things if you're really, an active market participant. And guess what? All right. Now's the day where you don't have to do that. Why, this feels like a weekly update because I get to take my time with it. Market's not moving right now. We do have the futures market open, so that's that. All right. But yeah, guess what, guys? This thing already completed its measured move. It just did not too long ago. I don't know why that's 45. It should be there. It should be right over there. And you just completed it on, Monday. So I think this thing probably does get a pullback, but at the end of the day, it gets bought up to a new high. You're paying attention to 144.22. All right, let's take that off to declutter that chart. You've already hit your extensions as well from just even this pullback. All right. And guess what? 144.22 weekly time frame. Can we see any clear structure? It's going to be all the way down here at 130. I don't know if that gets hit. It probably doesn't. You probably get something like that. And then, boom, you continue on your way. AMD, this is a laggard. All right. I honestly can't tell you what this thing's going to be doing. I thought this thing was like, one of the strongest ones over here. And then, yeah, boom, you hit it with all this. I could tell you my opinion here, but honestly, I'm not going to say this thing looks amazing like the other ones. It doesn't. This thing looks like a piece of garbage. All right. You very much so could be doing this, though, where you're just, boom, you're trying to hold the previous all-time high. Okay. But, really, this thing's a piece of garbage. So keep that one in mind. The daily time frame, you can see you're down here in the golden pocket. I'm paying attention to that alert right there. All right. We're going to move it right down there because, get as close to that 148.78 level as possible. There you go. But quite frankly, guys, I don't even like this thing. This thing has trolled me a lot in the past. And, I don't even know why I touch it. This thing's a troll. It gave me the perfect setup I was looking for, and it faded it. It's a recipe for disaster. All right. So I'm just going to let you guys know. You got a candlestick like this. I was looking for this to be a really bullish move. All right. Sweep the low. Break and retest, hold it, come down to the 0.618. This picture perfect. All right. I was looking for that. And then you faded it. Guys, that's bearish. All right. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I see it bounce. I'm getting out of, I only got one of them. Well, I got two of them now. Thank geez, I didn't, I'm focusing. I'll show you guys the setup right now. Actually, I'll give you the sneak peek of what I'm really focused on. This and Oxy. I think these are the safe trades that I'm taking a look at right now. All right, this, and then you come over here to Oxy. This is your safe haven trade. If the indices, S&P 500 and QQQ, I know they're overextended. They're probably not pulling back yet. But if they do pull back, this is something that's probably it's just not going to care. It's going to go. This is what I'm calling the safe haven trade right now. Oxy. But I'm also going to say this is also a major focus for me right now as well. IBM. I think this breakout just started. Well, it definitely just started. I think this move up, I think it's about to hit it with another leg up. All right. You got this little flag going on right there. Get that freaking text out of there. Get that out of there. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Get out. Oh, why is it still here, though? I don't know. See, how do I get rid of this? TradingView added these in. They weren't there before, but now I can't get rid of them regardless. All right. I think you're about to do that. I think you're about to see 174.97. You see here on the weekly time frame, you're just consolidating. I think you are you're getting ready to ascend. Okay. I think you break above here. Boom. 180.88. That's what I'm really going to be paying attention to. That's where you love that candlestick. You tried holding the line. Boom. All right. That's where we know some action is going to be. That's where I think it's heading. And if you're just going to take the retracement off of this move, that's also right by the 0.786 bip. Big move incoming, in my opinion. You could just take this whole ass downtrend, guys. Take that whole thing. It's a pretty big boy. All right. You're probably going to ascend into the heavens over here. IBM. I really like the setup. You had me in the first half over here on Tuesday, but I'll tell you right now, This thing don't look bad at all. All right. Break and retest, picture perfect. This is how you know you got the right stuff, right trend lines, right levels. You're getting perfect reactions off those things. All right. 169.47. You couldn't get that 15-minute or hourly close above it. Okay. You just couldn't. All right. Well, you got one right there, but then you faded. All right. But hourly time frame, this is what I really like to see when I'm looking at that. All right. If it's a larger scale setup, like the daily time frame, you're watching the hourly. That's what you'll use it for real confirmations. All right. And then 15-minute, obviously, like my divergences, and they give us the short-term bounces and the short-term pullbacks. That's really, I like that. All right. If you want to get, more insight, a more detailed approach, a more hands-on approach, and have me help you with these things. All right. Over in the Discord, I will gladly do so around the clock. All right. That is me. But IBM, I really like this setup. I'm just putting that one out there. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Let's get back to what we were looking at, which was chips. No. AMD, piece of garbage. We're not going to take any more time with that. We're going to jump right into my setups. All right. Netflix. I like this thing. Okay. I'm not saying I'm playing this thing. I was hoping for that pullback. You see what I was looking at. But again, I was just saying, like, I'm going to develop a system where I can just get in on these strong stocks. All right. I need to know what I'm doing with the strong things that don't come back and give me what I want that fits into my system. So I'm creating a new one right now. All right. But 799 is incoming. All right. New all-time high incoming over here on Netflix. Does anybody else watch Netflix most nights? That's me. All right. This thing's going all-time highs. I'm not talking about the fundamentals, all right? But, I still do use the company pretty much every night, almost every night, okay? I was at the movies last night. I watched the new Bad Boys movie. That was a good movie. So I didn't use Netflix last night. But guys, most of my nights is I get out of work, all right? Maybe I look at some charts, and then after I'm done looking at charts, all right? Then I will go and make some food, and then boom, let's hit it with the show or a movie. And then after that, we'll brush the teeth, get ready for bed, take our vitamins, boom, 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 and bedtime. And then we wake up and we grind the next day, baby. All right. All right. So that's Netflix. Coming over the next one, we're going to point out Sofi. All right, guys. Sofi also being a piece of garbage. I would have liked a move above here pretty quick. I would have liked to see 661. Not get rejected. I would have liked that to be a level that got reclaimed. Nonetheless, if you can put in a hammer here, I mean, doji ain't the worst look, but, I'd like to see something like this hammer candlestick. That's not bad, but you could see you got a doji. It just suggests that, yeah, you're not going to see the immediate upside. It's still in consolidation mode. Maybe we consolidate out here, down here for a little bit. You might be getting a better entry, but I'm probably still going to say this lower trend line here of the falling wedge is probably going to hold. So if you come back into that level, that's going to be your buying opportunity if you are paying attention to Sofi. That's that. All right. Tesla looks like it wants to explode. Golden pocket incoming. All right. The levels you were paying attention to, if it can break out from this downtrend right here, which is going to be the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, we're going to take this off because it's not it's not useful to us. Above 187.56, you are looking for 198.87. And above there, you look for 205.60 to be tested. Above 205.60, 217 incoming. Golden pocket, 217 to 238. That's what I'll be paying attention to. This thing is being a piece of garbage. I'm just going to put that out there. It is a Twitter stock. All right. I like what I'm hearing about the company. But I'm going to say, guys, don't play this thing in the short term. Play it with some time. This thing gave back the 0.786 fib. All right. If you're willing to wait this thing out, I think you're going to, be a happy camper. But at the end of the day, this thing looks like a piece of garbage. All right. And it's definitely something I was paying attention to that has let me down. All right. Next one we're going to be paying attention to. DELH, all right, paying attention to in the short term. Of course, we're paying attention to for those dated calls, but I'll tell you right now, all right, it had us in the first half, but what do we have shaping up here, guys? A pretty darn bullish look, all right, and after the daily candlestick you just printed and you recovered 62.05, you saw where the alert was. Why? Because I wanted to see you recover that support. All right, break and retest. There's your sign of strength. Okay, I understand, they had us in the first half. We're going to move this thing because it won't delete for some freaking reason. Oh, it's not even letting me move it, you piece of garbage. That's okay. All right. Big downtrend break. I think you're about to run back up to 68.95. Just my opinion there. Okay. You look for sellers here. You look for sellers. All right. You taking positions down here. You look to take them profits up here. But at the end of the day, I do think you're going to have a decent retracement over here. And let's put on some levels for us to pay attention to. Above there, we're going to be watching right there. Above there, we watch, let's look right there. That seems like an appealing zone to me. All right, let's go a little like that. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. 7509 to 7711. That's where you're watching. All right. Next one. All right, now I'm just going to take it back. Oxy. This thing just started its breakout. Just started its move back up. I told you this is the safe haven trade that I'm really paying attention to. All right. Falling wedge, massive falling wedge breakout. We've seen this before. Okay. I've called this out on this channel before. We've seen these things. Okay. Whether you want, actually, can we just do this? Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. We've seen these before. We're seeing it again. I think this move up just started. You got the heavy volume over there on Tuesday on this gap up. I thought you're just going to hit it with one of these. I'm going to be completely honest there. Like a 5% day. You did not. All right. So it is completely normal to see this thing stall out. If you're in short dated calls over here, guys, you got yourself a fresh, 100% on that gap up. Congratulations. Okay. But that's when you take your profits. I'm a heavy advocate of that. If you see a big gap up and you're in short dated calls, take the freaking profits. It's going to do you better over the long run if you just take the freaking profits. And then if you get the pullback, you can add stuff. And on that pullback, I like to add the dated stuff. All right. You're in short-term stuff. Use that money for the dated stuff. Don't try and run it back with the short dated stuff. That's just how I see it. Okay. Because when a move like this starts, like when a move like this happens and you break above this high, it's going to continue higher. You just, don't know if, hey, does this thing want to pull back to here in the short term and then go higher? Or does it want to freaking, just pull back, fill that gap and then go higher? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Are you going to burn theta down here? You don't know with these things. You really don't. But what I do know is at the end of the day, this thing's going to have a massive ripperoonie. All right, Warren Buffett likes it down here. I love the technical setup down here. I absolutely love it. I pointed out on this day right here. All right. Hammer candlestick. Of course, we were watching this thing over here. All right. But then, right here, I was saying this thing's getting ready for a turn. And then you put in another back-to-back hammer candlestick. Then I said it's really getting ready for a turn. I think it's about to go. All right. And now it has started. All right. But like I said, it's just starting. Okay. So that is that. Just starting. Above 62.59, you're paying attention to. Over here, we're actually going to use the low of that candlestick. You're paying attention to 63.69, and above there, guys, you have room all the way up here. So that's why I say this thing is a monster in the making. There you go. Now, we're going to close this one off with what I think, all right, is the sexiest tech setup that hasn't gone yet. All right. Yeah, obviously, there's things that are probably just going to keep ripping faces with juice premiums and stuff like that. All right, let's actually take a moment to shout out Dell. Again, I don't know why I didn't, I remember calling this thing out right down here. Okay. Why didn't I play it? I have no idea. Some of these things I like to call out, and I watch so many tickers that, I just, I missed the actual move. All right. It's okay. This thing was sexy. It did look like, oh, you could see where I pointed to the volume. It was on that. Yeah. So it was this day right here. All right. So guess what? You've now broken up. You had this little base going on over here. You could see the level to watch was going to be right over there. Okay, you broke above that. You're getting your sellers. Boom, broke above it. Sellers capitulated. Could have taken position off the open. Could have waited for the retest. It's up to you. Okay, you're pretty hefty. Now, what do we got going on right now? We got the golden pocket coming into play. Right above. 160, you look for sellers. 160 to 168.50, we're going to call it. You take them freaking profits, but you get the increasing volume. Honestly, guys, this move's going to continue higher. You're looking for that 160 level to be tested. If you took the position down here in this base or on this breakout, you look to take your profits right here, guys. Promise you, you're going to take them profits. And then don't be mad at Mr. Henry when the thing pushes up to a new high. This thing probably does end up pushing up to a new high. It's a strong looking stock. It's not a piece of poop like AMD over there. Thing looks like, boom. You just consolidate, you're probably going to head higher. I like it. I do like it. But yeah, coming back over to IBM, guys, this is one that just started. Okay, so unlike Dell, this is one that I am catching and I am paying attention to it. All right, so just started with the break and retest. Another similar setup to Oxy where you could clearly just see buyers. They just are continuously holding the line here. If you want to take it a step deeper, all right, you hit it with the break and retest. You clearly have buyers defending this. All right, now you got the increasing volume on Tuesday. You hit it with another hammer. You held this 9 EMA. All right, guys, above this thing, good things tend to happen. Below it, bad things tend to happen. All right. Good things tend to happen. Bad things tend to happen. All right. Oh, consolidating, it's looking like a piece of poop. Above it, good things tend to happen. All right. You guys can see this is going to be your buying opportunities. Okay. I really like this thing. And above 169.47, that is the level you were paying attention to. You're looking for 170.76, 172.47, 174.97. And above 174.97, that's things, they get real juicy. All right. You're looking for 180.88. That's what I'm paying attention to. All right, guys, that is what I have for you in this 45-minute video. Yes, we took our time because, you know, your boy Henry decided to treat it like a weekly update. We took a detailed approach at these charts today, boy. All right, guys, let me know if you are paying attention to any tickers that I did not cover in this video. All right, let me know what some hot setups you were paying attention to. Of course, go check out the Twitter if you want a more detailed approach and you want the hands-on approach and you want to come trade with me. Discord link will also be down below. But honestly, guys, I really think everyone's going to enjoy that Twitter. So, guys, let's go help pump the freaking Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. If you have anybody who you would think would benefit from these videos, please feel free to share those completely free. I appreciate you. You scratch my back. I'll continuously do my darn best, put my best foot forward, all right, to scratch that back of yours as well. All right, 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, we do hit it with the daily updates. And then on Saturday, we hit it with the weekly update. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day and catch you tomorrow. Peace.